thrill of victory.
Yay!
And the agony of defeat.
Boo!
Mostly just that second part. Here's what sucked in sports this week. You Suck Sports on 105.1 The Blaze.
So it's finally Super Bowl weekend.
And there was much rejoicing.
Indeed, much rejoicing. It was media week for the Niners and Chiefs, and that means countless interviews with anyone willing to fill out the paperwork and claim to be a journalist. Like this guy.
Hear me out. If you don't like it, just tell me you don't like it. Here's the idea. Uber feet, right? It's Uber feet. It's like Uber, but I come to your house and walk with you to the shopping center or wherever.
That was Patriots coach Bill Belichick being asked if he thought Uber feet was a good idea. I'm a yes vote, but unfortunately Bill was a no. This year's media circus actually was pretty tame, though. It turns out these teams seem to respect each other and themselves.
Boring.
Totally. Here's hoping the game has more fireworks, because if Mr. Peanut ends up being the best part of this game, I'm going to be really sad. Lastly, on the Super Bowl, we told you yesterday that the Animal Kingdom is backing the San Francisco 49ers, with both the Fresno Lion and the Florida Otter, as well as an octopus and a couple giraffes, all picking the Niners to beat the Chiefs this weekend. Well, what about the computer world? Yahoo Sports' official Madden preview also has the Niners winning in a blowout. So there you go, guys. Computers and animals getting together. Place your bets.
That's all you had to say.
And lastly, the helicopter crash that killed 9 people last weekend. Baseball coach John Altobelli, his wife Carrie, and their daughter Alyssa, mother and daughter Sarah and Peyton Chester, basketball coach Christina Mauser, and of course the pilot of the helicopter, along with Kobe and Gianna Bryant, still hasn't really set into something that's real to me. All week, I've been hearing people do a lot of self-reflecting and remembering and storytelling. And to me, there's no question that the worst part of this absolutely awful event was the loss of 3 young girls whose promising lives were cut completely short. I wish I knew them so I could share a story about them, like the one time Alyssa mistook tartar sauce for ranch and completely ruined a perfectly good pineapple pizza. Or that time Peyton brought the sprinklers in the house because when she was 5, she thought the carpet needed to be watered. I actually did that. But I didn't know them, and I can't tell those stories. I didn't know Kobe Bryant either, but I can tell you my Kobe story, so I will. I never really watched basketball as a kid because I sucked at it. I still do. But when I was in high school, I met a kid that did. Now, this may come as a surprise, but when I was in school, I was a bit of an a-hole. Totally not focused and in trouble, like, a lot. So as a result, I had to spend the first half of my senior year of high school living with my sister in L.A. Now, when I went to the new school, I knew literally no one, and I'm going to tell you, going to a high school in L.A. after knowing nothing but Clovis life was a little bit of a shock. The first few weeks, I talked to almost no one until a kid in my photo class started chatting me up about the Lakers. Turns out, they're a pretty big deal down there. Now, I knew nothing about them, and he couldn't believe it. So for the next few months, he gave me a crash course in everything Lakers, including this dude just out of high school, Kobe Bryant, that according to my new and only friend, was going to be, quote, so much better than Jordan, bro. From that time on, I followed Kobe's career. At first, just to have something to talk about with the one friend I had. But as time went on, I did it because every time Kobe would hit a fadeaway jumper, it made me think of my friend and how he would always crumple up his god-awful prints at the end of class. And before hucking them into the trash can, he would yell, Kobe! Well before that was an established thing. Now, I haven't seen him in years, but when my son called to tell me that Kobe had died last weekend, Jamal was the first person I thought of. You never know how your life's going to impact other people, and sure, he was just a ball player, but I couldn't help but feeling a little slice of personal loss. Because without Kobe, I would have had no friends. Or worse, I would have had to have talked to the other kid in our group, Daniel, who spent his downtime sticking needles straight through his eyelids. LA's crazy, man. I know that's not how this bit normally ends, but that's my story, and that was sports.
What can I say? Mamba out.